In this lesson, we are going to build the FAQ section. So just like in previous sections, I already designed and built it. So let's see how it works. So let me just open the preview and scroll to the bottom, and it's a very simple layout, but we have an animation when you click on each question, just like this. Smooth animation, looks very nice. So let's start. Just I'm going to move this to the side and let's begin. Let's start from scratch. So let's start with the heading. We can use this one, just copy it and select our page and paste it right here. And we can change the color to white, 100% opacity, and let's type real process honest answers before we begin. Something like that. You can type anything you want. And also let's copy this and paste it right here. And this will be the text for me. I work across brands, design, and no-code development from Figma to a fully shipped site. That is going to be the subheading. So next, let's select both of these text layers and press Ctrl-Alt-T in our keyboards. And let's name this stack. We can name it left. Let's again press Ctrl-Alt-Enter and name this stack container. And one more, Ctrl-Alt+Enter, and name this one FAQ. So with the FAQ being selected, let's add a general padding of 80 pixels. And let's select container and add a max width property of 1280 pixels. Now let's select our left stack and change the align property to left. So now we are done with the heading part. Let's move on and create our questions. So as you can see, the structure here is very similar to the structure here. So what we can do is copy the service item instance and just paste it inside our container, and right click on service item and detach instance. And let's change the name. Instead of service item, let's change it to FAQ item. The next thing we're going to do is to select the heading stack and change the width to 1 FR and select the number and remove the max width property and change the width to 100 pixels. And let's select the tags stack and remove the max width property and change the width to 100 pixels. And the next thing we're going to do is to select all 3 of the tags and just delete them. So we essentially have an empty stack. Let's just leave it like so. And let's select this heading and change the size to 17 pixels, and the weight, let's change that to medium. Also, let's select our FAQ item and change the gap to 16 pixels, and the padding from top and bottom will be 16 as well. Now, let's select our FAQ item and create a component. You can call that FAQ item. I will call that FAQ item 1 because I already have FAQ item, and then create. Now, let's change the variant name to open, and let's duplicate the variant and we'll call this one closed. We'll switch this icon to a plus icon. Let's search for plus and let's select this one. Now, let's select the bottom stack in our closed variant and change the opacity to 0. And let's select our closed variant, the main layer, and change the height to 60 pixels. Now, let's select our open variant and use this icon which is called connect to navigate, and let's drag it to the closed variant just like this, and we want the interaction to be on click. And now we will do the opposite by selecting this icon, connect to navigate, and let's connect it to the open variant, and we'll leave the interaction on click just like that. Now let's open the preview and see what happens. As you can see, we have two variants, and this one is the closed variant and this one is the open variant with the bottom stack that's now open. So the next thing we want to do is to go to the transition part right here and change the time to 0.55 and the bounce to 0.1. Let's see what happens. As you can see, the animation is a bit smoother, which is nice. So let's go back to our home page. And now we can just duplicate FAQ item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now don't worry, we will fix this mess right here by selecting all of our instances and placing them inside a stack, which we will call FAQ list. Now we need to change the direction to vertical. And just like that, we have everything lined up. And the next thing we need to do is to select again all of the FAQ items and change the variant to closed, just like this. And let's select our FAQ list and go to the effects in the right panel and make sure we have flow on. So let's set the transition to 0.55 and the bounce to 0.1. And let's see the preview. It's looking great. Now, before I forget, let's change the line height in this heading to 0.1 to 1.1. I think it works great. And let's remove the max width property from our subheading. No, you know what? Let's change the max width to 600 pixels, just like this. And we can give this more of a breathing room. So let's select the left stack and change the gap to 24 pixels. Now let's make our text here dynamic. So right now, as you can see, we can only change the variant from open to closed. So let's make sure we can control the text's input from the outside. So let's open up our component and go and select the number first. And from the right panel, let's select content and create variable, and let's select plain text. And this will be, the name will be number. Let's select the heading, and from the right panel, let's click on content, create variable, and let's select plain text and name this title. And let's select the content, the description, and create variable, plain text. Make sure to click yes in text area, and we can just name this content. Let's go back to our home page and see what changed. As you can see, now I can change the number, I can change the title, for example, brand designer or whatever. But now I will pause this video and I will change the texts, and we will continue from there. Now we have all of the questions right here. Let's open the preview. Let's scroll to the bottom, and as you can see, animation is working very nicely, very smoothly. One more thing we need to add is another flow effect by selecting our main page, our desktop page, and I already have it right here, but you need to click on the plus icon right here on effects and add a flow effect and click on transition and set the time to 0.55 and the bounce to 0.1. Now let's open the preview one last time for this lesson and see how everything works on our FAQ section, and I think it looks great. Everything works smoothly, and that's it for this lesson. I will see you in the next one.